why are men struggling so much these days? I just want to understand what went wrong and why relationships aren't like the driving factor of life. Like, you're getting successful, you're making more money, but what is it all for? Like, why be successful? Why have all of this if you're not like aiming for something bigger? And like,
no, this is true. I think that if you are making a ton of money and your goal isn't eventually to have a child or raise a family, then it's sort of meaningless, because the whole point, I think, of money and building something is that eventually your children will get to inherit it, and you'll give them a life. You eventually will buy a house that they can live in. You have your son's bedroom, your daughter's bedroom, all of these things. I view money as a means to an end, not the end itself. It's not like the point of getting money is to get money. The point of getting money and making money is to get things or experiences, right? You experience a vacation that you can pay for because you worked hard. You get to get a sword or something, a trinket, a gadget, a possession, a new pair of sneakers, right? So yeah, I think a lot of people who just like to make money for the sake of making money are sort of just like missing a purpose, and that's definitely sad. But to be fair, making money in itself is pretty cool and it's impressive. But no, I completely agree. The only issue is that I think a lot of guys who are like actively dating now are just left with disappointment, right? Like, if you're not ready to commit, it's because you've been hurt in the past. And I think now more than ever, guys are getting hurt, and they're getting hurt in ways that were not previously, possible, right? Like, you're telling me that you got cheated on over Instagram. Like, that's tough. That's a new kind of pain, because, it used to be as long as your wife wasn't leaving at the middle of the night in your home, then you were fine. There's no way she could have been cheating. But now it's like, bro, her phone is a fucking, it's a prison. You have no idea. If you're not going through her phone constantly, there's always a chance that she could be cheating. And I'm not trying to ensue schizophrenia on people, but I'm just saying that, like, it's rough. It's pretty brutal. You know what I mean?
Trying to expand your lineage and find companionship. Like, I'm so confused why we're not on the same page with men. My friends and I make literal jokes all the time that we need to move to a different country, maybe to the States, to find our husband. But the comments are giving,
she doesn't live in America?
It seems like nowhere is freaking safe. I don't know. Something's got to change, because it seems like both sides are unhappy and we're not finding solutions, because what the hell is going on?
You all chose the bear. We got the message. You should demand commitment from the bears.
What is this?
Men are no
AI?
longer willing to commit to anything that doesn't have any benefit to them.
What the hell is this slop content? 46,000 views?
Simple as that.
The channel's Man Reacts. Bro, this is AI garbage. We'll try to take it seriously, though.
Why am I still meeting men in their 30s, pushing 40, and they're like, I'm not ready to have a girlfriend yet. I'm not ready for a surgery. What are you waiting for? Your girlfriend to be born?
They are waiting for a woman who doesn't yell, if that makes sense. These women are getting desperate. Keep your peace.
Right.
When women are desperate, they start throwing shameful words at you because they know they don't have a lot of options anymore. Guys, don't let these women settle for you.
No offense to men.
No, I mean, I agree. Like, I do think that, if like women are rushing you, then that's kind of embarrassing on their part, right? Like, I don't understand that. You take your time, dude. Honestly, even if you're in your 30s, like, yeah, that's kind of late. But I have some friends and their parents are old as shit, and it's like, they had their kids super late, and obviously it'd be better to have your kids earlier, because that way, you live more of your life with them, and you're not gonna die when they're like 15. But still, I don't think you should be rushed. Like, everything happens at its own pace. I mean, this is obvious.
Of options anymore. Guys, don't let these women settle for you.
No offense to men, but it gets to a point where it's like, baby, you are too
Dating to marry / find someone for life just isn't really a thing anymore, unless you're super religious, unfortunately. Exactly. Like, people don't date to marry. Exactly. Like people are just dating because it's fun. Like, it's a hobby, right? Like, they want an excuse to go out to dinner, and they can't go by themselves, and their friends are all busy, so they're just like, well, let's go on a date, right? It's more so to have a reason to do something fun. And I think that's so useless. Like, if you're not actually super interested in the person, then why are you even pursuing them? Like, why even entertain it, right? Like, the thing that I don't understand is, like, people who get into relationships without even like understanding the person they're dating at all. Like, it's crazy to me. Like, yeah, you both find each other attractive, but within a few weeks, that like agreement that you guys are both hot is not gonna determine who's taking out the trash or who's doing the dishes or who did you vote for. Like, people, it's crazy. Like, nobody. I don't know.
fine to be afraid to talk to women. I'm laughing because it's actually like funny, but it's not funny. Like, I recognize that it's probably really difficult for some men to talk to girls because, like, I don't know, women are scary because we're so hot. But like, you actually are hot too. And if you're hot, Why are you afraid to talk to women? Do you think a girl's gonna come up to you first and be like, you're so hot? And sometimes that happens. Like, some of us are bold in that way, and
well, there's a lot of reasons, right? Like, let's say that it actually does go well. That might even be worse. Because, like, let's say that you talk to a girl and it actually goes really well. And now you're, like, you know, sort of thinking that you should take her on a date or something like that. You know, you might not even want that because now you've opened yourself up to a whole world of possibilities, you know? And that is how some people find the love of their life, but that's how some people also just ruin their life, you know? Like, they basically let the first woman who ever treats them right walk all over them, you know? And it's not good. Like, if you're a guy and you're like maybe, you know, in your early 20s and you haven't yet lost your virginity and you go to a bar and some girl is like thinking like, oh yeah, you know, you're really cute, whatever, and you're having a good conversation, that's going to be the first time you've ever experienced a wide range of emotions. And so because of that, you may think that other behaviors should be more tolerated, like her, you know, eventually bitching at you or whining or walking all over you. And it's not good. It's not okay just because, you know, she was nice to you once or is, you know, kind of sweet sometimes, right? You know, it's like that first love is the sweetest, but that first cut is the deepest. That's like a bar from Drake that I'm going to use now, right?
We're okay with approaching a man, but some of us want to be approached, and you're fine as freak and you're afraid to approach her. Like, what do you think's going to happen, baby? You're going to end up missing out on a bad bitch because you want to be scary. Mind you, you're fine as fuck. Like, pick it up. Pick up your whole feelings.
Missing
like, get
out,
it together.
though?
I don't know. Men be weird. Like, you actually are too fine to be scared of women. Like, I don't know. No excuses. You have no excuse.
We are not afraid of women. It's just not worth it to approach women these days. You approach her. Let's say
Well,
she
you're a
doesn't call you
robot.
a creep. She gives you her number, and suddenly her rent is due, or her cat just died, or she's sick, or she lost her job. It's literally like approaching a bill when you approach a woman in 2025. And what if she doesn't find you attractive?
I'm just sick of these hoes. And I think that is just a way to sum up what this robot is saying, this fucking clanker. I think we're just sick of these hoes. Like, you know, like my boy Eric, who I've had on stream a few times, you know, like he's talked to some girls and then it's like, yeah, he thinks they're attractive, but it's just like a few things slowly get revealed and you're like, yeah, this just ain't my wife, you know? So it's like, why would you go on and do something that you know is a fruitless endeavor? And I think a lot of guys experience this. I think it's very common for a guy to hear one thing from a girl who he's been interested in for like a few weeks or a month or so, and that one thing just sits with you for the rest of your life. And knowing that is what makes you stop pursuing her. You know, it'll be like casually, like some, you know, you'll be talking to this girl, it goes really well, you take her on a few dates, and then on like the third or fourth date, she's like, yeah, you know, I actually wanted to, you know, I actually approached you because I thought your friend was really cute, but he went to the bathroom, so I started talking to you. That thought will stick with you and linger for the rest of your life. You have to end the relationship right then and there. That is going to be something that eats away at you forever. And women don't understand this. They just like say things like that and they think it's kind of quirky. Dude, that's it. It's over. It's over. If you ever say something like that, it's never working out.
Creep alert. No thank you.
A man can commit to liking a sports team for his whole life, the same sport team his entire life. He's not afraid of commitment, okay? He just doesn't want to commit to you.
Well, our sports team doesn't try to gaslight or manipulate us. Our sports team doesn't argue with us for no reason.
Right.
And we actually know what's wrong with them. We never have to ask 50 questions only for them to say they're fine when they aren't. They know we aren't mind readers.
I don't know if this is weird, but pretty much every single boyfriend I've ever had, I have acquired myself. Like, I feel like I've always been the pursuer in a sense, but not in like this, I'm not courting them in this weird masculine way, but like, I'm always a person to like initiate contact. And then I'm usually the person, no, literally, actually, I'm always the person to be like, I like you. I'll just say that whenever I feel like saying that.
Well, there's a risk-reward factor that people have to consider, right? And so for men, let's not even say that a girl calls them creepy and gets them, like, banned from either the gym or the bar. Let's just say that she just politely rejects him. Like, that still is going to sting a lot, right? Whereas I think women, if they approach a guy, like, no matter what, the guy will give you his number. Unless he's dating a girl, right? He'll never actually, even if he's not super interested in you, not give you his number, right? So it's like, if women approach men, it's just like, it's never really going to go wrong for them in the same way that it could go wrong for a guy. So it's just not worth it. And I'm not saying that women should start approaching men. I'm just trying to explain why it doesn't happen as much as it used to. You know what I'm saying? My 12-year-old cousin had a breakup and then started watching this shit and sad Bart edits from like 2016 with XXXTentacion. Well, he sounds like he's 8 years old. Or he's 12 years old. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And yeah, I'm always the one I'm like, let's make out or something. I'll always say that first. That's all me, to be honest. I pull a lot of weight in terms of just making something happen, because I feel like most dudes won't make a move unless they're 100% sure there's no risk attached to it. They're very risk averse and they're very shy and weird. So it's just easier if you already know, like you kind of know when someone's into you, you can just like make it happen. You know, easy peasy lemon squeezy. So I don't know, if you're in like a dude slump and you're having a hard time getting a boyfriend, maybe try that out. It's also not just because I'm a pretty girl, which I'm not even saying I'm pretty, but someone's going to say that it's easy for me because blah, blah. My very first boyfriend in high school, when I got him, I was actually deformed because my eyeball was like falling out of my socket because of a medical issue. So I actually looked really bad. I looked awful. And he was pretty cute. And that's how I got my first boyfriend. So never say never.
Men have been consistently told for years to stay away, and that cold approaching is weird. This is understandable.
I think another thing is that guys are like, if a guy wants to approach a girl, he's waiting for some sort of cue or some sort of signal to go. And that signal for many guys just never gets sent. Right. And that's partially because there isn't like a desire to send a signal, like the girl's just not into you, or because they just don't really feel like it. You know, they just don't feel like they need to or that they want to. Right. Like this is a thing that like red pill spaces will say. They'll say that, yeah, you shouldn't even approach women until you know that you have the green light, because if you have the green light, even if you get rejected, you're never going to get the police called on you or, you know, feel like you got like publicly embarrassed or humiliated. Right. But that green light just never gets sent. Also, some dudes are dense, LMAO. Yeah, also true. Like some girls are like, you know, trying to give a hint and then, you know, guys just don't get it, right? That's also true. But yeah, like the reality is, you know, like if a woman like moves closer to you, like let's say, you know, if she moves closer to you at the gym and she doesn't have to be, or she's smiling at you or something like that, these sort of nonverbal cues that can be very hard to pick up on, especially if you're not neurotypical, are kind of all that women give you sometimes, if anything, right? And you're kind of expected to pick up on that. And a lot of guys, they may think that there's something being said. They think, oh, is this girl like kind of giving me the okay, or what is this? And because they don't really know, and maybe they lack confidence, they just don't go for it, right? Nobody ends up talking to anybody anymore, and it's all bad. Yeah. Or what ends up happening is that the only time this sort of confidence gets restored is when they're inebriated at the club or at the bar.
But if women don't want to be approached, then women need to start being the ones to approach. It doesn't work both ways.
Okay, so you cheated because you were bored. He didn't have time for romance. Really? So let's get this straight. He worked 6 days a week, 12 to 16 hours a day, in the house of the Lord every Sunday with you and the 4 kids that you all have together. Attended football practices after work and made sure a baby girl got to ballet. No bills behind, always treating you with love and respect. He's good to your parents and his, and when it comes to decisions for your household, he always consults you. He supports you in your goals and dreams, make sure you know how beautiful you are, and the list goes on, but I'll stop there. Because even after all that, you were bored enough to cheat. It's situations just like this one that
it feels like it's kind of a lose-lose. Like, let's say that you have a girlfriend, right? And if you give her all the time in the world, then she becomes your entire universe, which can be kind of clingy and almost like a simp sort of thing going on, which women don't really respect. Even if they enjoy it, I feel like it becomes something where they think less of you as time progresses subconsciously, because you've given up other things like hanging out with your friends or working on stuff like your hobbies or your job to give her more time, which I think will slowly, you know, deteriorate their opinion of you. And if you don't do that, if you kind of don't really give her the time of day at all, and you just do all the things that you were doing before you met her, like hanging out with your friends and doing your work and stuff, then she gets bored and she thinks, yeah, well, you know, he doesn't really care, so I don't really care, and I'm going to talk to some other guy. So it does feel like a lot of the time there's just no winning, right? And when there's no winning, you have shit like this that becomes normalized. I want guys to have other things than just their girlfriend because they need to be progressing in life too. Oh yeah, well, it's super true. Like, a lot of guys will get in a relationship and they just neuter their friendships, they neuter their businesses, right? You know, the biggest phrase of like, oh, bros before hoes seems to be something that matters more now than ever, because I have friends who've gotten in relationships and now I don't hear from them anymore. Last online 500 days ago. It's brutal, right? But it's not just bros before hoes. It's like, you know, I feel like it's bucks before hoes or money before hoes. And it's just true. Like, you would have to prioritize things that you were prioritizing, you know, before you have a woman in your life, you know, especially if you don't even know if she's the one. Because what happens is now, if she leaves you, you don't have what you had before because you've neglected these things. Your relationships aren't as strong now that she left you. Your money, your businesses, your hobbies, they've all taken a hit because you've neglected them. And now it's just brutal. You're left with less than what you started with. Wait, what is this? The ex just stopped working towards stuff and it turned me off so bad. Brutal. Yeah, that's not good. The give effort, but not too much effort is just gay as fuck. Because you're always, yeah, exactly. You're trying to, it's Goldilocksing the relationship, which I think people are kind of tired of.
has a lot of these good men not wanting a relationship. Be well.
Oh, she finally understands why men are refusing to commit. You give a woman 80%, but she's willing to risk it all for the 20% you can't give her. When she loses the 80% and sees that the 20% isn't worth it, she becomes a podcast host and starts a man-hating campaign. Same script every time.
Yo, you know what I noticed? Men in this generation don't want girlfriends and wives. They want baby mamas and situationships. Like, they don't want real commitment anymore. They don't want to connect with a woman on a deeper, more emotional level. No, they just want somebody they can do it with without the commitment. They want access to you and your body without the commitments. That way, when they messing with other girls,
that makes perfect sense though. Like let's use some logic here. As a guy, you want the good without the bad. Like that's 100% true. Like if you have a girl that you can just hit up when you're horny because you're horny and you want to fuck, and then after you fuck, you don't have to worry about like taking her out or figuring out all this bullshit with her life. Like yeah, obviously you'd prefer that, right? Now the issue is that you wouldn't prefer that if the, I think average woman wasn't such a bitch. Like, that's true. Like, I think a lot of situationships would then become relationships if most women weren't just like, super demanding and had like a higher self-perception than they deserved, Like, I think a lot of like the whole meme of like, it'll be like a guy giving his girlfriend the world and she's like, what about the moon and stars? What did you give the moon? You gave the moon and stars to some other bitch? Like, Jesus.
They could turn around and say, oh, but we not married. We not in a relationship. Why you tripping? And then it doesn't make sense to me because men would say marriage is too much of a commitment.
Also, I think if you're complaining about this, you are also the one giving up the sex though. So if you're a woman and you're complaining that, yeah, guys just want to fuck and they don't want to get into a relationship, well, then maybe you should gatekeep sex more.
But having a baby's not.
Maybe don't be a hoe.
3 different women pregnant is not.
You women gave men that access.
Exactly.
Also, when we get committed to you guys, we get dragged to court for child support and paying alimony after we both decide to go our separate ways.
And also, like, gatekeeping the sex it's better for society, it's better for people's mental health, and I think it's more conducive to long-term fruitful relationships.
Guys not making a move anymore is so...
What's this? No, I approached a woman with a fat ass, but her ugly-ass twig friend, with her ugly-ass twig friend. I talked to her, and she doesn't fuck with me, and just starts screeching with her friends in the hallways my 10th grade year. My 11th grade year, I was also forced into a 2-man, and I got the fridge. I told the fridge I wasn't sexually attracted to her, and that I got her number to distract. To say she and her friend were pissed was an understatement. Well, maybe you shouldn't tell the fridge that she's a fridge. I would advise against that generally.
Frustrating because the amount of times that I've heard so-and-so has liked you before, like at this time. I didn't know if you felt the same way, so he never said anything to you.
Yeah.
I've been getting that a lot recently, and I can't stop thinking, what if, bro? So guys, can you make a move again? Can we stop being afraid and just make a gesture and never gonna make a move?
It's not fear, it's self-preservation. We don't want to be labeled a creep for showing basic interest just because you don't find us attractive.
Question for the men that say they never want to get married, which I totally get your reasoning. You don't want to get divorced and give up half your shit that you've worked your whole life for. Check, check. Got it. So my question is, for those men, do you live in a state that after 7 years of being in a relationship?
This is the best way I can put it. This is the best way that I can put the reason men don't want to commit. Sometimes I want a girlfriend, but then I see my homie sitting in the car like this, and I'd be like, nah, this is it. We're good. We're good. There have been high-quality men of steel that have, there are guys out there who have been, they've lost millions of dollars day trading, right? Or they've broken their hand, they've broken body parts, they've lost things, right? They've wasted time of their lives doing things that don't matter. None of that combined amounts to the pain of losing someone that you had feelings for that maybe you should have never pursued. This is it. This meme is everything. I know it's stereotypical to say, but that's why the hookup culture sucks, because it's an incentive not to put any effort and to not get into a relationship because you can just get pussy whenever you want. Honestly, honestly, that's the pussy ass move. Well, yeah, but I think, again, what he said, like the AI, the clanker, is that it is self-preservation, right? This guy wouldn't be crying in the car if he was just trying to fuck. And that's the reality of it. I'm not pro hookup culture, but let's make a comparison here. Would you rather be a man whore or be depressed as shit? The choice is yours.
Relationship with someone, dating them, living together, you are married by law anyways. And then a two-part to that is, what about when you don't want to move into your girl's place? So you're like, hey, move into my place, right? So maybe she's renting her house out now and she has to move all of her stuff out, but you don't need it at your house because your house is already fully furnished. What is she supposed to do with her stuff? Because in your mind, if you get divorced, or I guess if you never get married, you guys break up, she would then have to then go rebuild, go rebuy all of the furniture. And as you know, it's always going to be more expensive to go rebuy the furniture you already had, that you had to go sell for pennies to the dollar. So what is your thought there? Do you get like a backup plan is if we break up, then you have to help fund my furniture purchases because I had to get rid of everything when I moved into your place?
I don't really, to be honest, understand what she's talking about, like the distribution of assets. I don't really know what she's saying here. But the caption is question for the men that say they never want to be married. And it's like, this question is that, like, are men truly saying they never want to be married? I don't think so, right? I don't think that with men on average, if you ask them, hey, do you want to get married one day? They'll say no. I think most men will say yes, and I don't think it's very common at all. I do think that men are very cautious, they're very paranoid, and they are reserved to dating because of things that have happened in their past or things they've seen happen to their friends or understanding the culture that we're in now. And so, yeah.
It's like, what is your guys' thought on this? I'm curious. Let me know in the comments. Let's have a convo.
So, for all these reasons, just don't get married. I know someone who was married for 22 years. He lost his house, paid child support every month, and paid over $100,000 in alimony because she lied about her income. Just live peacefully without the headache. The juice is not worth the squeeze.
Yeah.
So I saw this trend on TikTok, and it was this girl saying, why don't men want to get married? Men would stitch it. And all the reasons they gave were hunky-dory. All of them. But here's one thing, okay?
Okay.
If there's one thing I've learned in business, which you should treat your marriage like a business, aka get a prenuptial agreement, that's the least you could do, but never sign a contract with somebody who benefits from breaking that contract.
What a great idea. I completely agree. If you get married to a woman and that marriage, that the contract of marriage is going to benefit her when she breaks it, she gets half of your assets, then maybe don't get married. Make something to where that isn't the case.
If men had, or if there were laws in place that insured men financially, anything, like after the divorce.
Yeah.
Kind of like how women are insured. Things would be a lot different.
That's true.
Thank you.
Never sign a contract with someone who benefits from breaking the contract.
That's true.
The best summary ever. That's all for today. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Also,
what I'm curious what this is. Women furious, men no longer stay in the friend zones anymore. What are these like? What are these videos? Women are in a state of panic as men refuse to go out and talk to women. I guess we can add this to the video too.
But the last time I got approached in public, oh my gosh, this is actually sad. I'm embarrassed. Wait. Cut the cameras. Cut the cameras. No.
When is the last time you've seen a man approach a woman in person? Maybe that's the problem.
That's definitely another problem. Men are very easily intimidated by that. Like, they want to be chased, but then they don't. I don't think that they know what they really want.
Do you have any issues?
That's the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Men know exactly what they want, and they're afraid of what it is that they don't want happening because of something they do want, right? They want something, but they realize that that thing they want comes with a lot that they probably don't want, or the risk of it at least, so they don't do it. Do you recommend that women approach men? It depends. Like, maybe. Yeah, you know what? Sure. I mean, I don't think it should be the standard in society because it's kind of emasculating, and I do think that it's the male role in order to approach women. Like, I think that's how it should be, but I wouldn't say that it hurts. You know,
Like they want to be chased, but then they don't. I don't think that they know what they really want.
Do you have any issues approaching men on the street yourself as a woman?
No, not at all.
When's the last time you've done that?
Oh, I'm like on my situationship, so it's been a while.
Jesus.
Why do you think men have trouble approaching women in person?
They're scared.
That's
What
true.
do you think they're afraid?
Women.
When is the last time a man approached you in person?
That's true.
Probably. I can't remember.
What does this guy give us, like an outro? Interesting. Brutal.
Men are intimidated. Men are scared. They want to be chased. These are all false narratives. We don't want harassment charges.
We can't understand. Why are men such pussies nowadays? I'm telling you, literally, every single boy.
This is just an insufferable women immediately. Why are men such pussies nowadays? Like, dude, this is the definition of victim blaming, right? It's like, you know, men are gonna be basically intimidated through a mass cultural shift that demoralizes men from approaching women, and then now we're gonna turn around and call them pussies for not approaching us. And you're British too, that's not good. Yeah, men are such pussies, they won't approach me. It's like, first of all, you're part of the problem. You're literally part of the problem. You can't, like, men are, you're such a pussy, you won't approach me because you're calling me that. Why would we want to do that?
Who fancies you or whatever will like your story but won't say a word to you. Like, are we just gonna keep playing this game? Are we just gonna keep playing this game? Like, you know when you have like a foul talking stage, yeah?
Jesus, dude.
And you know you both fancy each other, but you just haven't spoken since. And the thing is, none of you want to break the first word. Do you know what I mean? Like, none of you want to start a conversation. So you just have this wall where you both just like each other's stories. Like, what have we actually turned into? Like, I can't even remember the last time we went on a date because boys are just too scared to get rid.
Well, I think another thing is what she just said is so funny. She'll say, yeah, well, if you're talking to a girl and you can tell you guys are both into each other, why doesn't the guy just make a move? Do you know how many times guys have thought the girl is completely vibing with them? They're laughing, they're getting along. Hey, can I get your number? Oh, well, I didn't really think that's what this was. Oh, sorry, that's not the vibe I was feeling. Bitch, what are you talking about? Really? That's a real phenomenon. Okay, it's one thing not to approach, but what bothers me is when they obviously like you and just do that weird thing where you try small talk.
Rejected that they won't ask you on a date. Like,
I mean,
oh my God, before I was at Teletech and this boy, he said he liked me or whatever to my friend and he thought I was pretty. Did he say it to me? No. Did he say it to my friend? Yeah. And then she was like, why don't you say it to her? And he was like, no, I'm scared. And she was like, scared of what? And he was like, apparently scared of me. Like, do I give off scary vibes? What? You can't deal. Like, am I ever going to find a boyfriend at this point? I genuinely don't think I will because boys don't even like to talk to girls anymore. Like, what have we turned into?
What would it cost you to talk to the man if you're tired of this game, since you fancy him?
I also think women's expectations have gone like through the roof for how they think that they should be treated or what they deserve, right? Like, let's just be honest. Hoflation, totally correct, totally true, totally real. Like, we have guys that they finally get a date and they're like, you know what? I'm gonna take her out to dinner. And then the girl is complaining that it's the fucking Cheesecake Factory or that it's Applebee's or that it's Chili's. You take me to Cheesecake Factory for our first date, you take me to Applebee's. It's like, so why the fuck are we even here then? You know? I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'll take you to dinner. And it's like, oh, but you took me here? That's disgusting. No, we're not doing that. It's like, well, then why would I even bother? Why would I even try? Why would you ever even try if that's where the expectations are? If the expectations are this high, right? You know, you go on a few dates with someone and now they're like, oh, take me shopping. You know? Like, oh, let's do this, let's do that. It's like, bitch, you think I'm made of money? And even if I was, you think I'm gonna just do that for you for what, 4 dates or something? You know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
The days of men making the first moves are over, and it's you women's fault. You have to bear the consequences. Your shaming tactics don't work on us anymore.
Can we start a petition to bring dates back? Low-key, fun, casual dates? Because chivalry's fucking dead. Social media is...
Did she say chivalry?
Dates back. Low-key, fun, casual dates.
Also, this looks so much like JoJo Siwa.
Dates.
With like a baby filter on.
Because chivalry's fucking dead.
Chivalry.
Social media has killed romance. Men in this generation don't have fucking brains. Guys don't ask girls on dates anymore. Like, why not if you see someone that you think's cute? Hey, you want to go get a drink? You want to grab dinner? You want to go do something fun? Yeah.
This is what I just said, right? Where it's like, let's even say that we both vibe, right? There's no guarantee this woman won't be silently judging me for taking her to like Olive Garden.
Yeah. Why is it, oh, what's your snap? What's your text? I personally think it's not that deep if you go grab a drink. Like, that is not deep. That is not serious. But guys seem to think that's so serious, and they'll only do that if they're already in a situationship or a talking stage or something. And I think it sucks. I think it's kind of sad. No one wants to get to know each other face to face anymore. They want to have all the small talk, surface level bullshit conversations over text or Snap. I don't know. Is this a hot take? Am I way off on this one? Am I right? I'm probably right. I'm always right.
Social media didn't kill romance. Women did.
Through social media.
Women don't want to go on dates anymore. And the ones that do think coffee dates are low effort and cheap. They expect you to drop $200 for a first date.
Yeah, exactly.
It makes literally no sense.
Yeah.
Why can't guys make the first move anymore? Don't get me wrong, I don't have a problem with making the first move, but why can't they do it? There was this guy in my class that I kind of started to like, and we had a flirting thing going, but I noticed it has been a while and he hasn't really done anything about it, so I decided to be the lady and ask him out. And when I asked him out, he said, "Finally, I thought you'd never ask." What do you mean? He told me that he's not shy or anything. He was just waiting for me to do something about it. Eventually we didn't went out, but hi, would you like to hang out sometime after school or something? That big of a deal?
A lot of men have been made fun of countless times. Mortified, humiliated, made fun of for their speech, and made fun of for wearing glasses. I've even seen females posting about it on social media.
I don't know what the fuck this clanker is talking about.
We honestly have no problem being...
Guys aren't approaching women because they get made fun of for wearing glasses. Does this ever happen?
Rejected. It's the humiliation we've received from women.
Yeah.
Men have lost all confidence approaching women because of the way they've been treated.
I also think that women aren't even really feminine anymore. Like, this is just true. Like, I feel like women are just sort of like, impolite. They swear a lot. They're very like confrontational and irritable. And they, there's minuscule things that turn into heated arguments. I can't have people, you can't invite conflict into your life. And you certainly can't pay for conflict to be in your life. Why would you do that? There will always be friction when you're dating somebody. You will always have ups and downs. Dude, you cannot be like paying for your own self-destruction. That makes no sense. That's the dumbest shit ever.
Men don't approach women anymore because of FOBC. They don't want to be viewed as a creep. They don't want to be rejected.
That's part of it.
Especially hot men. The only men that are going up to women and approaching them are ugly.
This is exactly why men don't approach anymore. If a woman doesn't find us attractive, we're automatically a creep.
Right.
Attractiveness is subjective. We're not ready to risk our freedom for a 30-second conversation.
There's a lot of
hey, this may just be me, but I don't consider myself classy, but I fuck with fast food dates. Well, that's fine. Like, yeah, I mean, you can kind of consider anything a date. I just think that it's like the whole thing of like having to put in 2 times the effort than your dad did when dating to get a girl 10 times worse is real.
Discussion on one of my most recent TikTok videos about how Australian men are too afraid to approach women because they are worried about being rejected. And there were a lot of men,
Australian men,
in my comments saying, well, why would I approach a woman if she's just going to reject me? I have a little message to the fellas out there, and I want to make myself loud and clear. You are going to get rejected. It's going to happen sometimes, but the woman should not be the one who has to chase you. As a woman myself, I'm going to speak on behalf of women everywhere that if you're too afraid to get rejected by a girl at a bar, I really am concerned for you because we're looking for a guy that's gonna kill a spider. We're looking for a guy that if, like an axe murderer were to
So if you're saying that, then why would any guy approach you? Like, I don't understand this. If you're saying that, like, yeah, we don't want you, but you should still approach us, that makes no sense. Like, you're talking to a group of guys who are scared to approach women, and then you're saying, yeah, we don't want you. We're probably going to reject you. That really inspires some confidence. Yeah, we're not looking for you anyway. So it's like, we should approach you? I don't understand.
Women everywhere.
That doesn't make sense.
If you're too afraid to get rejected by a girl at a bar, I really am concerned for you because we're looking for a guy that's gonna kill a spider. We're looking for a guy that if, like an axe murderer were to barge in the middle of the night, like, are you gonna defend your family? We're looking for that.
Dude.
So if you are too afraid
How are these things even being compared? Like, because you assume a guy doesn't want to go up to a woman and get rejected, that he can't defend himself? Well, you don't think a guy who's ever been to a gym, who's is in great shape and would be physically apt, like have the physical aptitude to, take on an intruder and defend himself? Those two things are at odds. You know what a gym cell is? It's like a really strong guy who's in great shape and is physically fit. He could defend himself, he could kill a spider, but he's scared to talk to women. This is the dumbest comparison I've ever heard.
Of going up to a girl and asking.
The thing they never address is that most of the time they think they deserve much more than just the average. 1,000%. That's one of the biggest things, is entitlement, right? Most men are 50%. Here's the bell curve, right? Horrible men, average men, exceptional men. And then this is like how much of them there are. At the top, at the bottom, not that many, a whole lot, not that many. Not that many dog shit ones, not that many amazing ones, a whole lot of average ones, right? Most women believe they deserve this, while they are this. And that is a big problem. That is a huge problem. They just think that because they are a female, they deserve the most exceptional, high-performing men. And men date down. So some exceptional men will end up dating these average women, and it fucks with their sense of what they deserve.
What she's drinking, what her name is, like what she's wearing, where she lives, where she's from, what she does for work. Fellas, it's not looking good. Like, if you really just stand there and want a woman to come up to you, it's kind of giving princess energy. It's kind of giving damsel in distress, come save me. And that's how you want to set things up. That's how you want to set the tone. I don't know, them wanting to be the one that's approached.
Let me give you guys a little bit of a story. So there was one girl who I was talking to for a bit. Nothing really came of it, but it was like a 3 or 4 month thing. This was about a year or two ago. I was at a party and I was wearing a Linkin Park t-shirt, and I was outside on the balcony of this apartment where the party was, and she said that she liked my shirt. That's it. That's all you have to say as a woman. I like your shirt. I was wearing a band that she liked. That's what started it all. It doesn't have to be you approach someone, a small comment. The weather's nice. Just open up the conversation. Just disarm, lower the tension. It doesn't have to be something about, hey, I thought you were really cute, I want to get your number. Literally just open up the conversation. That's all it has to be.
First, should we start buying the flowers on Valentine's Day? Should we start opening car doors?
Bruh.
I don't know. They want princess treatment.
You don't approach men because you're scared of rejection yourself. Also,
true.
It's not rejection that's a man's concern.
The hidden signs, she wants you to talk to her. Most guys miss these signs completely, then wonder why they never get any dates. But that won't happen to you after this video. And if you're ready to outcompete 99% of men out there, hit the follow button for more tips.
Most guys miss these signs completely. Most guys don't get any fucking signs. This is the reality. Oh, most guys, they miss these big signs that women want to talk to them. Dude, most guys don't even get these signs to begin with. Like, what are you talking about? Because most guys are average or below average. Most guys are not exceptional. And the exceptional guys are the ones getting these signs.
Miss these signs completely, then wonder why they never get any dates.
No, most of the signs that she's about to say are probably signs that are being ignored by these exceptional guys because they're not interested in these average women.
That won't happen to you after this video. And if you're ready to outcompete 99% of men out there, hit the follow button for more tips like this. Okay, sign number one, the double take.
Is this
it
for
looks
men?
Something like this. Playing with her hair while looking your way. Accidental eye contact. Last but not least, the proximity signal. I've taught thousands of men to read these signals and more. My students never...
My students, dude, get a job. Holy shit, dude. My students? What are you're charging for your education here? There's just no way. Yeah, and like a guy's supposed to see this. Signs that guys miss that you should go, and talk to the girl. The girl does this. Like what?
It's an opportunity now. Comment signals to get my when to approach comprehensive.
Oh my
We no
God.
longer care about signs anymore. We don't give two if you drop a handkerchief or whatever. If you can't approach us and say hi, no conversation will be had. Simple as that.
What is this B-roll?
Why are guys so afraid to plan a date? And I don't want to say, oh, they're just being lazy. I really feel like it might be like they're scared. They don't want to scare her away with what they actually want to do. But like, you can't go wrong with, I'm not going to say the movies, because the movies for the first night is kind of like, but you know, a dinner spot that you've seen.
You see, movies for the first date is kind of lame. So it's like, plan dinner. Okay, here's the dinner. Oh no, I don't like that restaurant.
On Instagram, or a dinner spot that you always wanted to try, take her there. Like, that's so simple, that's so easy, and you can have great conversation. Or even, I always tell people, if you don't even know if you like this person for real or if the vibes are there, go to a coffee shop. You'll learn everything you know.
Nobody actually does this, I'm pretty sure. Like, I keep hearing about this whole elusive coffee date. Oh, let's go grab coffee. Like, I'm not joking. I don't think I've ever heard of this, like, actually happening. It's like too much of like an indie film thing. Like, just like sit down in Starbucks. Like, does this ever happen, like, actually?
Within like 30 minutes, if you actually want to take this person serious and you don't want to spend a bag on.
Yeah, listen, Mariana, you're in my chat. You're saying just talk to each other. It's like you're kind of showing that you don't really understand the issue. It's like you're removing the actual like problems without saying, like, you're just saying to do this thing without, you know, considering all of what's being said in the video. You know, like if it was that easy, wouldn't it be what's happening?
I don't know what her intentions are. Like, okay.
When you women start paying for dates, your perspective will change. You'll understand how dates don't benefit us anymore in 2025. We've had enough. We refuse to be used as free meal tickets.
I'm the type of woman who is sick of not getting approached, so I approach men. Like, y'all have seen me out in the wild. You get me to sniff a little bit of tequila, and I'm out approaching a group of like 10 guys out at a bar. Because that's how you meet people. Because I just don't understand why... If I, as a woman, can get rejected by a man, like, it is so much better to get rejected by a woman. We are so nice 9 times out of 10.
I don't know if that's true. And there are some women that really take a lot of pride in belittling dudes and really being mean.
That can't be the majority.
I wouldn't risk it. I just don't have I wouldn't have had the confidence to risk it. I think men are in a weird spot right now, and young men are in a...
I also think if women are nice about it, the outcome still being that you got rejected can do a lot of damage to the self-esteem of young men, which is already kind of in the gutter, right? Because if you look at young men in general, we've sort of been demoralized in a lot of different ways. Like, the things that we've once enjoyed have been ruined and sabotaged or hijacked. The things that we've like sort of, you know, been able to do previously have now been stigmatized and made out to be, you know, like a thing of toxic masculinity. And there's been a whole villainization campaign in like the previous decade or so that have made young men feel, I would say, guilty for enjoying things that they've been able to enjoy guilt-free in previous decades, right? And so if you look at all of that, that's going to demoralize a lot of young men, right? It's going to make them feel sad. There's going to be an anxiety that's sort of affecting a lot of young men. And when that's sort of the foundation of the plight of young men, you know, you get rejected by a woman and it's like, well, that's just the cherry on top.
Weird spot right now that they don't want to come anywhere near sniffing, feeling like they're being perceived as creepy. So they're not exactly sure what their role is anymore. And
she really said, women are nicer about rejecting you. Clearly, she has no clue what the hell she's talking about. He tells them his truth. They reject it. These ladies just proved his point right in front of him.
This isn't true
and
at all.
We wonder why men's...
You know it's not true because women who aren't even asked out will reject guys. Like, she's not interested. Imagine getting rejected on like by a girl's friend for her. That's never happened for guys. A guy, I've never stepped in. One of my boys is talking to a girl. He's not interested. Never happened. Ever.
Mental health is so hard to talk
Women get social credit for harshly rejecting guys. Yeah, I mean, I also do think it's like a status boost, right? Like it's a power trip.
about. That's all for today. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Also, click on the notification bell to know when I drop a new video.
That's
Bye.
brutal. What else is there? Maybe we should get one more of these reacted to. Women are furious. Men no longer stay in the friend zones anymore. I'm curious what this one's about.
Is anyone else having the most bizarre interactions with men these days? This man follows me on Instagram and I respond to his messages. He DMs me, I respond to his messages. We're chitting and chatting. We're talking about whatever under the sun. I live in Houston. He lives in Houston too. So he reaches out and, you know, tries to figure out like, what do I like to do for fun in the area? I'm chitting and chatting with him, being nice, being kind, you know, even if this turns into a friendship, I'm happy to meet a friend in Houston. That's great.
Okay.
This man asked me out for drinks. I didn't get a chance to respond because I was on the phone at the time when I saw the message, but I was gonna call him back and respond, as soon as I got off the phone.
Guys do not want to approach you because you're talking about your interactions on TikTok. That's another one. That's another one. Airing all this shit out in public. Let's say you don't get, called the police on, embarrassed in public, like at the gym or something like that. Banned from the gym, banned from the bar, right? Maybe you just get politely rejected. Then she goes on TikTok, describes you perfectly, right? Talks about this whole situation, and you get humiliated in front of the whole internet. Not good.
Get back to the message thread. All of his messages are gone, and I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, wow, these men can't handle rejection that bad that you're unsending all of your messages? I mean, QJT.
He felt you weren't interested, and he moved on. I don't see the issue.
Something I will never understand.
Women will actually complain that guys who they would have rejected if they had asked her out, they will literally complain that they stopped pursuing them. How crazy is that? The guy that I was going to reject and that I wasn't really into moved on. Heartbreak emoji. You're just evil. You're just like actually an evil bitch.
Understand is people who don't want to be friends with you after you reject them. If you were
That's called moving on.
Initially friends, right? Because if you ask someone out, you probably think they are a very cool person and very attractive. That's like the baseline, right? So if someone rejects you, then like you should still feel like they're a cool person, so you would
Fuck no. Are you stupid?
still want to be their friend.
Hell no.
I don't understand, honestly, because my personal opinion.
Oh yeah, I was friends with you, then I developed feelings. You don't have those same feelings. So what am I just supposed to erase my memory, erase my feelings, and go back to being your friend? That's the most delusional thing I've ever heard in my life.
Is that like...
That's like cucking yourself.
Okay.
Like wanting to fuck a girl and then not letting yourself. And still being around her because she wants to be friends with you and keep you like docile. Pathetic.
If we aren't dating, like the reason I asked you out was because I thought you were a great person to be around. So obviously I still want to be around you. I don't know, I just feel like friendship is so undervalued these days.
You want them to stay friends, maintain the same dynamic that probably caused one person to catch feelings in the first place. And then what? Hope they get over it even though nothing has changed?
Now that you know that there's no chance of us ever king, you're gonna be like that? You're gonna be a weirdo? Okay, weirdo. Okay, be weird then. Freaking weirdo. This is why I don't like men.
For those of you who have not seen her video, she works with this guy. He thinks she's attractive. He tried to...
Do you think men and women can be friends, Cheats? Under certain rare conditions, yeah, I do. I would say 90% of the time, no. 90% of the time, no. Right? But I'm gonna go with 10% of the time they can be friends. It's a rare instance, right? But what I also believe is that a lot of the time, the friendships that you're talking about between men and women then just become relationships. So does that count as a friendship? I wouldn't say so. I have a ton of male friends. We're all just married, so we aren't looking for that. Yeah, well, that's one of the conditions that I'm talking about, right? That's what I'm saying. Is like, okay, well, if I'm, in a relationship and like my girlfriend's friends are like coming over to my place and like we're hanging out, like I'm sure I could be friendly to them. I don't know if we would be friends. I don't even think my girlfriend would want that, right? So yeah, like here's the issue is like, if you're friends with a girl and you guys are like, you're really good friends, there's a pretty good chance one person wants more. That's what I would say.
She said she wasn't interested, so the next time they came to work, he didn't say shit to her. He just left her alone. That's it. That's the story. That's why she's calling men weird.
If a job is not hiring, why on earth would I still apply?
True.
The poor bears don't know what is coming to them. They better be prepared.
Yeah.
What? Wow.
You aren't owed a friendship. You need to understand that. And you do not have any right to tell people how to handle rejection, as long as it does no physical harm to anyone.
I need a name for the opposite of being friend-zoned because I am so exhausted of having this experience where I think I've made a genuine guy friend. We're laughing, we're having a good time, we're bonding over mutual interests. It just feels very wholesome and fun. And then they say something suggestive, and then I have to either A, not.
Damn, you're a fucking victim, aren't you, man? You're just getting so much love and attention from guys. That must be terrible. Like, yeah, they want more than a friend. Dude, God fucking forbid. This is so I really get a bad taste in my mouth from videos like this. You have the audacity to complain that men are like craving connection. Like, you have a friendship with them and they're like, yeah, you know what? It's going great. I see more with this person. And then you go on TikTok and you have the fucking gumption to complain.
Reciprocate, or B, set a boundary, and then they just stop talking to me.
Yeah.
This can happen in any like phase of a relationship.
They are the victims, by the way, not you. Not you. These are guys who have had their heart broken, and now they want to be left alone because they know you don't see anything further with them. And now you're going on TikTok, acting like you're the victim of getting too much love.
Either you've just met or you've known each other for a little bit, and it's so dehumanizing.
It's dehumanizing! No! Oh my God! There's no fucking way. That's insane. It's so dehumanizing, guys. Yo.
Because it's very clear then that I was only seen as a romantic or sexual prospect and not as, like, a person. If you have a name suggestion.
Being a romantic prospect is when a guy wants to take you on a date and make you his girlfriend. Yeah, dude, you've been fucking dehumanized whenever that happens. Hey, can I take you on a date? God. That's disgusting. Why don't guys approach women anymore, guys? Who knows? Who knows? Any questions? Any theories, guys, here? What's going on? What's happening here? Guys being wanted is dehumanizing. Yeah. I want love. You want love? Why would you do that to me? Psycho bitch.
Awful experience.
What a psycho bitch.
Feel free to share your experiences because.
And she has a fucking old movie filter on her video because it's that terrifying. It's that terrible. It's so hard being approached by guys who want me to be their girlfriend. It's so hard for all these men who I'm breaking their hearts for me. It's so hard because I'm breaking all these hearts. It's not easy being a heartbreaker. It's not easy at all.
Because I would love to have just.
Yeah, if you want a guy best friend, find a guy who sucks cock. You know what I mean? Go find a gay guy to be your little, friend or whatever. Oh my God, girl. Like, have that, dude. You know what I'm saying? Go have your little, twink best friend who, you go shopping with or whatever. But don't expect guys who are, interested in women romantically to be like that.
A bonding moment with people who have also gone through this.
Again, you're looking for a friend. He's looking for a girlfriend. You both didn't match, so he went his way. Simple as that.
Yeah.
I want to talk about this video that I saw of a woman who friend-zoned a man who was pursuing her. So a few weeks later, he hits her up and he was like, I'd like to go with you to the farmer's market just as friends. And she was like, you know what? That sounds great. They coordinate a time and place. She gets there first and she texts him and says, I'm here. He tells her he's about 20 minutes away and she doesn't want to wait. So she goes ahead and starts shopping. So about 20 minutes later, she hasn't heard from him and hasn't seen him. So she hits him up again and she's like, are you here yet? And he's like, the parking is really crazy. I'll let you know when I find a place and park. So she still keeps walking around, keeps shopping. And then some more time passes and she's like, are you here yet? And he's like, I just found a spot. I'll be there in a few minutes. So by this time, she's almost ready to leave because she's been there for a while. So she hits him up and she's like, I'm getting ready to leave. Girl, don't you know he already blocked her? And she was like, oh, I see what this is all about. He wanted to get back at me for putting him in the friend zone. So he set up this fake date that he never had any intentions on coming to.
This made me laugh. Men and women dominated fields, I guess.
No, but that's not good. That's this gets us nowhere, right? This whole culture of revenge, oh yeah, a girl rejected me and so I'm gonna do something bad to her. It's not like she cheated on you. I mean, I get it if she cheats on you and you do something petty like this. I don't justify it, but I understand it. This is just whack. What, she friend zoned you and so you sent her on a wild goose chase, you wasted everybody's time? That's just retarded. Yeah, let karma do its thing, if you were a good enough guy and she kind of rejected you and it just didn't work out, it's yeah, she'll probably realize that you were a good guy when she dates a piece of shit, right?
A taste of your own medicine.
Yeah, but that's really silly. Bratty. When I rejected him and then he unfollowed me on Instagram.
She wanted to keep him as a fan, but bro wasn't having it.
Huh!
Guys get friend-zoned, but girls get fuck-zoned. A boy stops talking to us suddenly after he gets a girlfriend, or starts ghosting us after we reject his first move.
The reason guys stop talking to girls after they get a girlfriend is because that's cheating. Like what? I don't understand that. Or like the girlfriend draws the boundary.
A friendship that we valued, we thought mattered, if only just a little to him, turned out not to matter at all. But in the end, we're the bad guys. We're the ones who lead the good guys on. Of course, we should just expect that's what you always want.
Oh.
We should just expect
Yeah,
that.
is this slam poetry? I don't know what this is. She's like in a closet or something. She's like underneath a bunch of towels.
That friendship
I don't know what
is
this
never
is.
as valuable as a twist of our hand.
Oh boy.
They got friend-zoned. They only lost another girl, another rejection. But we lost a friend.
Oh my fuck. We friend zoned you and you didn't want to be our friend, so we're the victims. What did it, dude, women are crazy. Women are actually insane.
Come across this.
Women
And I
are
wanted to see what y'all
insane,
think.
dude. What the fuck?
Is she wrong for feeling devastated? Is he wrong for blocking her? What y'all think?
What is this? After 2 months of talking, I told this guy yesterday I wasn't ready for a relationship, and he responded, "It's been great, hope you have a good one," and then blocked me. No effort, no pressure applied. I'm devastated.
Give them comments.
I thought no meant no. I thought it was when we say no, it means no. When we reject you, that's it. He took no for an answer and then left. Makes no fucking sense. Yeah, you didn't apply pressure. If we say no, we actually mean yes, because we want you to apply pressure. The fuck are you talking about?
Talk about it.
She used him for 2 months. Now she's devastated because he no longer is going to allow her to keep using him. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
True.
So I just found out the boy who likes me, who I don't like back, is finally moving on from me because I rejected him.
Yeah.
Maybe I was kidding. Maybe I do like you now.
Dude.
Maybe I'm liking someone else.
Oh my god.
Attention is a drug to these women. This isn't cute. Let people find happiness with someone else if you ain't about it.
Crazy.
Girls, why is it so difficult to...
Is she a narwhal?
...ever find a male friend who actually wants to be friends and doesn't think of you in a romantic or sexual way? Because I have never had
because that's what our biology is to reproduce with this gender.
Male friend.
Not just like sit around and you know, just twiddle our thumbs. Like, yeah, guys want more. They want a romantic relationship, a sexual relationship, one or the other. A platonic relationship is one that is best enjoyed with the members of your same sex.
Aside from a guy, like friends who have been in long-term relationships, or they're gay, that have not confessed some sort of romantic feelings, and it's pretty sad. And I understand that people can't like choose how they feel, and yet it's good to be honest. But
what I don't understand is I think I do understand this. Women who will continue to have these friendships with men who they're clearly not interested in, is it just for attention? Is it just because subconsciously they know the guy wants them and so they feel validated? Like that, I feel like is part of it, you know?
It does make you think.
Because if you know that and you continue the friendship, that just makes you evil. Then just, you know, go be friends with your girlfriends. Yeah, then get a gay friend.
Like, when you're having any type of friendship.
It's for attention, and in some cases they get free stuff, yeah.
With a man about, like, doubting the true intentions behind that friendship, and if they have some sort of romantic motive or, like, look at you in a romantic way, and I literally just want to be friends, and it's not fun.
I think they're just telling that they don't understand how men work.
I don't mean to come from a place that sounds...
You're like, why do you not want something that I want? Well, it's because we're different genders and we literally view things completely differently, you know?
It's really, I don't know what the word is, like, really, like I'm bigging myself up and thinking I'm so great and that everybody wants me, because I know that there are plenty of people out there who aren't attracted to me and don't want to be with me. I'm simply saying from my lived experience of having male friends.
I feel like the platonic relationships are best with the same sex is a bit hyperbolic. No, it's not. That's not true at all. What are you talking about? How is that hyperbolic? I have plenty of friends who are girls and we have fun and we enjoy each other's company. Well, yeah, that's you personally. Let's talk about every guy other than you in America. Like, every guy is mostly friends with men. Maybe they have one girlfriend. Maybe. The majority, overwhelmingly, of men are only friends with other men. 95+%. Like, that's how that is. And the reason that's how that is because because, like I said, they are the best. And it's the same with women.
It has always ended with them confessing some sort of feelings.
Yeah. Well, anyway, yeah, we get the gist of this video. I'm curious about this guy's channel because it's like complete AI stuff. Is this, we'll give him a subscribe. Maybe we just come back here and we just, you know, spam watch some of these whenever we get bored. So that's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you liked, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. And I'll see you guys all later. Goodbye.